first Broadway show at the American Airlines Theater is Harold Pinter's unsettling drama of desire and blurred realities, Old Times. Academy Award nominee Clive Owen will make his Broadway debut in this passionate, sexy, haunting play which hasn't been seen on Broadway in 40 years.
I've been thinking for some time about doing a play, and I come close to a few things, but for whatever reason that didn't seem right. And then this came through, and I didn't know the play Old Times. I've seen a lot of Pinter and I know a lot of Pinter, but that's one play I hadn't seen and I hadn't read. So I read it and was very, very taken with it.
The new production will be directed by Tony winner Douglas Hodge, who roundabout audiences will remember playing the title role in our production of Cyrano de Bergerac. Doug has a long history with Pinter as an actor and a director, working with the playwright himself, and I can think of no one better to helm this production.
To me, it's tremendously familiar, and I can hear his voice all the time. It's a very particular voice, but there's also a very particular sense of humor, I think, and a certain sort of brutality in it, which appeals to me no end.
Pinter's impact on the theatre is huge. He's the most important modern playwright. There's no question. I've seen many, many productions. I've been asked to do Pinter plays a number of times, and this is the first time I've said yes. Partly because I think this is the best, one of his best plays.
This is possibly one of the greatest plays of the last 100 years. So I think if you want to write one of the greatest plays of the last 100 years, you need to be around that sort of work. And each time you do one of these classic plays, if it's a truly classic play, it will live anew.
I am aware already of the power of the piece, of how brilliant the writing is, how great the rhythms are in the writing, and it feels like an extremely sort of tense, taut, visceral play.
There's a man who's jealous of his lover's past, and they invite the biggest threat to that past into the room, and then you see what happens. But certainly then the piece goes off in all sorts of tangents. My feeling about the audience is that whatever they think it's about won't be wrong if they get something from it, just as they would a piece of poetry or if they're watching dance.
When you get a classic piece of writing, a brilliant playwright like Pinter, every single production is going to be offering up different things, and it's all about, to some extent, trying to live up to the quality of the writing, and people will come at it from different angles and interpret it in different ways, and it's a never-ending thing, really. You can't, if a play is brilliant, you can't do it too many times.
I think of the three actors as watching sort of three gods on the stage, really, and they're all pretty elegant people. Eve Best, Harold actually went to her and said, "You must play this part in Old Times." So with his blessing, we couldn't find a better part. Clive, he's sexy as hell for a start. Extraordinary guy, very, very powerful. And Kelly Riley has the same elegance, the same sexuality, same power, I think, as the other two. So that triangle, once I put them together, is a pretty good alchemy.
I'm very excited to be working with the two actresses I'm working with. And there's something about, it has been a long time since I did a play, and I'm looking forward to reawakening why I fell in love with acting in the first place.
It's a beautiful piece of theatre. There's three people in it. It was sexy as hell. So it's very exciting to get my hands on it.